So here I am again. My name is Lourdes Ramirez Wright, and I like to bring to you some ideas on how to beat the symptoms of complex PTSD. And I have a little list that I put together recently after my other video on the things that you can do to remedy or improve on or get rid of those horrible symptoms of complex PTSD. So I've made myself a new little list, and I would love to share it with you because I think that there's some value to gathering all the information you can from different sources, because somehow one of those will resonate with you and you will go, that's it, that works for me. And who knows? So the first one is, I do think that as women especially, we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and sometimes women can be their worst enemies. For instance, we live in a society that is, I think, preoccupied with superficialities. And superficialities will only get you so far, because in reality, we could be using a tremendous amount of energy by working on the inside. Our spirituality, our faith, our heart, our mind, strengthening our mind, which is so important, especially if you suffer with CPTSD. We could be learning a new skill, learning a new language. We could be learning how to build something, learning how to repair our own cars. We could be doing so many things. And instead, I think we are taking a lot of shortcuts. There are some things which, no matter how hard you work out at the gym or how good your diet is, you will never ever be able to transform through a workout or a good diet. So those are the things that I am excluding from this conversation with you, from this video. I'm talking about those things that do respond to a rigorous workout routine or fitness, good nutrition, good sleeping habits, etc., etc. That's what I'm referring to. For instance, weight loss is something which you can achieve by something as simple as the following equation. Column. Move more, eat less. Move more, eat less. That simple equation will result in weight loss. But if you want to go farther than that, then you set yourself with a program of fitness on your own, or you get a personal trainer, or you join a gym, or you build something around your home which you could use to work out, and you just do it. As simple as that. But we live in a society that is going through a lot of shortcuts. So the problem with shortcuts, in addition that a lot of these procedures are very dangerous, they are expensive, but you're missing out on the most important thing, which is when you put yourself through the work instead of taking shortcuts. When you go from this point A to point Z, it is that process, that line that takes you from point A to Z. That process, it's what's going to strengthen your mind. And especially if you suffer with PTSD or CPTSD or anxiety or any stress disorder, the process, that hard work that you put in, day out, is precisely what's going to make you strong. And when you take a shortcut, you are shortchanging yourself. That's number one. The next one that I have is every day you have to make time for those things that bring you joy and that are important to you. Every single day you must do at least one thing that brings you joy. Physical movement every day. This is number 3. Physical movement every day. You should find a way to move your body, whether it be riding a bicycle, running with your dog, playing outside, walking, going for a walk. You have to find a way to move your body. You will not believe the ramifications of a sedentary life. It affects everything regarding your health, especially your heart and your mind. Here's another one, a diet. Try to organize yourself in a way in which you are hitting all of the main elements of a good diet. You need vegetables, you need fruits, you need lots of proteins, you need some carbohydrates, you need sweets, sugars, you need salts. So always think of how that nutrition is going to make you feel for the rest of the day, and stick to a good nutrition or a good diet. You will see how amazing the results are. Another thing is animals. Animals, and I am sure you know this, they are used often in hospitals as therapy because animals are therapeutic. Not only animals, but nature. Being outdoors. In fact, evidence suggests that you're looking or observing a body of water for 20 minutes decreases immediately your levels of stress. This is important. This is very important. Just being around water, just being outdoors, that automatically reduces your stress levels. Circles. I keep going back to your circles of friends, acquaintances, colleagues, classmates, family. This is so important. When you find someone who likes you, and I always like to discern liking from loving. You can love someone and not like that person, or you can like a person and not love the person. These two are very different. Sometimes family members are around you by obligation. It's almost a moral obligation. And you can tell because they treat you poorly or they use passive aggression. Sometimes they triangulate you, they gossip, they treat you poorly, and you know it. You capture that, you see it, you hear it, you observe it. That's not the kind of person around whom you want to be. I'm talking about people who actually like you just because you're you. Those are the keepers. Because they like you not by obligation. They don't feel an obligation to be around you. They want to be around you because of the way they feel when they're around you. And there's something about you that makes them feel good. And so they seek you out, they text you, they call you, they invite you places, they invite you to their get-togethers. Those are the keepers. Organize, organize, organize. It is proven that the best way to minimize anxiety before a speech, before a meeting, what have you, whatever you have to do, it is proven that the best cure for that is preparation. When you prepare for that meeting that you're supposed to have, that you're going to be the speaker, I promise you, the more you prepare, the more that stress level will go down, and you will see it in a heartbeat. You're going to be very, very successful in that next meeting or that public speech if you prepare very well ahead of time. That immediately lowers your anxiety levels. Preparation, organize, 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 prepare, prepare, prepare. Another one, decluttering. Studies show, and I know some of you love the words studies show because somehow it lends credibility to something that a lot of us know. But there have been actual studies done on this one issue, and they always show the same thing. When you have a cluttered space, your mind is cluttered. And there has been a correlation between high levels of stress and anxiety and a cluttered place. So once you declutter and you organize your space where you live, where you work, you should see an improvement in your mind. You're going to work better. It's easier to find things. It's easier to think. In fact, experts in that field say that actually there's a correlation between mental illness and a cluttered space. And clutter is the first step to hoarding. Hoarding and cluttering, they go together. Clutter is the first step to a very serious mental illness, which is hoarding. Then again, this is the last one, be proactive. You cannot leave everything to your medical doctor, to your doctor. Nobody knows you better than you do. Nobody knows you better than you do. You cannot leave all the homework to the doctors. You have to be proactive in your own health of the mind and of the body. I hope that this little video helped you somehow, and if it did, send me a little note. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook under Fitness for CPTSD. Also, I have books on Amazon. One particular one is called Are You Stuck in Deceit? I think it's a great reading, and I have a wonderful narrator, so I hope you have the chance to check it out. Also, my latest book, which is Cone of Silence, is pretty much an autobiography, and I take you through the steps, or I should say it is the anatomy of intergenerational dysfunction, and you will see how it didn't start with your parents, and it didn't start with their parents or their parents. Dysfunction goes way back in the line of ancestors, and it'll trickle down, it'll go sideways, up and down, and before you know it, you will have large groups of dysfunction that came all from the same family. And that's how intergenerational dysfunction works. And unfortunately, those dysfunctional homes breed narcissists, CPTSD sufferers, PTSD sufferers, and many other personality disorders. So this is one book which I seriously recommend for any of you who's having a difficult time with CPTSD or the symptoms of CPTSD. You should read my latest book called Cone of Silence. Look for me, author Lourdes Wright. Have a great rest of the week, and remember, the world is a better place because you are in it.